So today we're having a good chat with one of our long-serving members, Joe. Joe, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
So the first question I wanted to ask you is, what were you doing before MEE-FIT?
Not very much. It was 6 years ago. So I was working full time, which I still am, but I hadn't really found anywhere that I felt comfortable with.
So have you ever done gym stuff before?
I had joined just like a normal gym, but never really had the motivation to do it by myself. Yeah. You know, the fact that it's all planned here and you turn up and you know somebody will...
You don't have to think about it.
No, exactly. So,
show up.
Yeah, and do the work.
And leave.
Yeah, exactly. So when you are faced with a gym that is full of people that I think, well, I found quite intimidating. So
it's quite common that though, isn't it?
And I listen to a lot of people here that's one of the factors I think why this is different. So
what sort of challenges were you facing before you started MEE-FIT?
I needed to do something for me. I needed to sort my health out, really. I wasn't very fit. I just turned 50. So I needed, I was kind of thinking, right, okay, I need to sort this, really. And okay, the weight has gone up and down over the years, but I'm definitely fitter than I was back then, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah. What do you think the main changes have been since you've joined MEE-FIT?
Well, for a start, people that know me, getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, 4 mornings at least, or 3 at least a week, would never have happened. And I've done that consistently for the last 6 years. You
just went straight in. You couldn't get up in the mornings, but then MEE-FIT was that driver to just like, this is what I've got to do.
So I get up at 5:15 and I would never have done that.
I mean, that's a massive change, particularly for people who are night owls or just aren't a morning person. Yeah. They'll get up because they have to go to work and that's about it.
Exactly, and it fits with me because I can come, do my session, go home, shower and go to work.
And then you can relax in the evening.
Exactly, I'm not good after work. I find it harder to train after work. So that is a massive change. And I think it's given me more energy. And soon after I started, about 6 months after I started, I ended up having a hysterectomy. So I then came back from that. And then, as you know, I've had my hip.
Yeah, you've had a lot going on.
Hip replacement in the last 12. No, but I do believe that if I hadn't been coming for the last 6 years, my hip would have been in a much worse state. I mean, the guys here, and you saw, I think over the last 2 years especially, how it had gone downhill, my mobility. But I often think, how would it have been, how much worse it would have been had I not been
and your recovery as well, right?
Yeah. No, I'm kind of, what am I, 10 weeks?
Quick you've recovered.
I'm 10 weeks back.
Pretty much normal.
Yeah.
Before you had the hip operation.
So, that's down to being here. And I also think, the surgeon, because he knew that I was fitter, was happy to do it as well. So
I mean, that's a good thing just to
because they know that your recovery will be quicker.
Do you think your mindset's improved a lot since you've been here? I mean, the fact that you just get up in the morning, when you weren't a morning person, that's a mindset shift altogether, isn't it?
It is, and I also think, there's good days and bad days, isn't there? There's days you've seen me on a bad day, and
we're human.
Exactly. But then I know when I've left, I've always felt better.
But you still showed up on a bad day?
I very rarely cancel because I know that at 6 o'clock in the morning, somebody else will be waiting. And actually, if you're not awake at 5:30 to say that someone's dropped out. And so
So it's a good accountability thing for you.
100%.
Works a lot with a lot of people.
Yeah. And also, I've met people, I train with, Dot, obviously, in the mornings, and we kind of keep each other going. So, if she cancels, then I turn, or I'm not thinking about it, then I'll go, right, no, come on.
We found that quite a lot, actually, where people, especially the long-serving members, but even new members, they didn't really know anybody and they've made friends here. And that's one of the things that's kept them going, because community is...
Yeah, I've met loads of people.
Yeah.
Now.
Feels like a family, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, 100%.
Even if I know you've been here longer than I have, but quite quickly I've noticed.
Yeah, 100% it is.
Our motto is exactly what it is on the tin, like, we are more than just a gym.
Yeah, no, and it is that, 100% that.
What were your first impressions when you first came to MEE-FIT?
Just that it's friendly. I mean, when I first came, we were in the unit. So it was much smaller, which in some respects could be a bit more intimidating because you're walking into like a group of, I think there were 12 of us in there at that point, and it was quite cramped. So you do feel very sort of,
you can't get space.
Whereas here now it's a bit more sort of, you can walk in and not but it's just the same. It's better. It's massively, I've watched it grow over the years, and I think it's, I wouldn't still be here, would I?
No, exactly.
And all through COVID, Dan was amazing through COVID because I was across the border in Wales, so I wasn't allowed in.
Oh God, yeah.
So, like Shropshire and Cheshire were allowed in, but we weren't. And Dan tried his hardest to try and kind of get us to be able to do it, and we couldn't. But you put classes for us on Zoom, us people in Wales. So you can't ask for more than that, really, can you?
No. I guess, well, that leads into my other question, really. Like, how have MEE-FIT supported you throughout your goals and your training?
Well, as I said, my weight's gone up and down. I feel like I've now got this new hip. So hopefully it's a new kind of...
I mean, you've had things going on, so it's not like, you haven't done anything wrong. You've had things going on in your life where it does affect your training and your eating and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You felt the fact that you said like you've just kept coming back, that's a sign in itself, isn't it?
Yeah. And as I said, 4 times a week normally it was my aim to be here, and 3 of them would be at 6 in the morning. Yeah. So I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't feel that it was the right thing. And I've bought, a couple of friends have come and felt the same thing. So yeah, it's just, I don't know really. I can't really explain it.
So let's talk about before your hip operation, which was pretty recent.
Yeah.
How have we supported you, would you say, building up to it and post-operation?
Well, building up to it, there was obviously things I couldn't do. And every coach would adapt whatever we were doing downstairs for something to accommodate. And then building up to it, we were working on strengthening muscles around the hip, which we did.
Yeah.
So I did a lot more of that.
Yeah.
As I was coming up to the op.
And then the surgeon reckons that's helped you with your, not only having the operation, but the recovery.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen him yet, so I'm hoping I'll see him in a couple of weeks, that he will be able to sort of, but I do think I've bounced back.
I think so.
I mean, I came back, 4 weeks was my first session, and sort of sat and did a few exercises, upper body exercises. But then, like I had a great session with Dan yesterday, because I was doing things that I just kind of haven't been able to do for ages.
Some people think they've got an injury and they can't come into the gym. Like, there's all these other muscles that we can work with. Do you feel like all the different coaches are equipped to help you?
100%, because all of you have, you know me well enough now. So, yeah, you've all checked and made sure that I'm okay with everything, and if it's not right, we've not done it.
Bouncing back, what would you say to somebody who was potentially sitting on the fence about joining MEE-FIT?
I would say just go for it.
Yeah.
Because you will benefit. The benefits will outweigh your not doing it. Absolutely.
Yeah. What are your goals going forward?
My goals going forward are to get my mobility back, be able to do all the stuff that I used to be able to do before my hip, and concentrate on that journey of trying to lose weight again. And that's kind of...
And that'll come. We'll work with your mobility and your recovery first and foremost, and then the more mobile you get, we can then dial into the other stuff. Yeah. One thing at a time. Yeah. And I just think you've done amazing. The fact that the things that you've gone through over the last few years as well. Proud of yourself?
I am proud of myself, but I couldn't. It's not just the fitness; it's the well-being that comes alongside it, and you have to put the two together.
Absolutely,
And that's what works.
Yeah, good. Thank you, Jo.
That's all right.